I would go to catering and just sit down and let them figure it out. And then I'd come in and say, hey guys, what you got? And then they would tell me, and I wouldn't say anything, but secretly I would say, that effing sucks. But I wouldn't tell them that. And then I'd walk out of the room and somebody would ask me in the hallway, what have they got? I said, it's a bunch of
language.
Shit. Don't even go in there. You'll get depressed. You want to shoot yourself.
What is going on, you guys? Welcome into a special post-premium live event edition of Smack Talk here on the Sportskeeda Wrestling Facebook page and WrestleBinge by Sportskeeda YouTube channels. Rick Ucchino, SP3, and the legend himself, the man with the stash, Dutch Mantell. Dirty D before Dom took it from him. What's going on, good sir? How you doing?
Yeah, that damn thieving bastard. It can't. Oh, we'll call him Dirty Dom. That don't even sound right. Now, Dirty Dutch has got a ring to it. But Dirty Dom, what the hell were they thinking about?
Have you ever explained how you got the Dirty nickname?
I stole it from Dirty Dick Murdoch.
Oh, Jesus. Is this stealing upon stealing?
Yeah, I stole it. Then they stole it. But hey, listen, that was back in the damn the pirate days where you could steal, because not everything was all on the internet, because we didn't have internet. It barely had TV. But I took it from him, and he actually asked me about it one day Why did I take it? I said, well, you got a patent on it or something? He didn't know what a patent was, so.
You gave him the idea. He probably tried it.
I did, but he was drinking beer, drunker than hell, and I dropped the subject because I didn't want to get up and beat the crap out of me.
Well done.
Fair enough.
Dick is known to, when he disagreed with you, he did reach over and slap you. I saw him do that to a guy in Puerto Rico one day. We wasn't even at a bar. We was at a restaurant. And the guy come in, blah, blah, and he got up and open hand slapped that guy. I said, whoa. And the police were right outside. Guess what they did?
Nothing.
Not a damn thing.
Let him slide. He went, oh, that is Dickie. It's okay. It's okay. And they left. So if you knew Dickie, you knew not to piss him off. And it was like,
clearly.
And he wouldn't even get up in the mornings. I would say, don't piss him off in the mornings. Well, with Dickie, it's more like, don't piss him off in the mornings or the afternoons, because, that was before he started drinking, and he was in trouble. Did you ever meet him?
No.
Oh, no. Great guy. If he wasn't slapping
Sounds
you.
like it.
No, if he liked you, he was great. He really was. And funny, he's funny as hell. Oh, hilarious. Making a trip with him. No, making a trip with him was like going to the comedy club and put me and him in the car too. And we entertained ourselves. So
you got to on some of those long car rides. That's pretty, I'm sure.
Yeah, but Puerto Rico, they weren't long. The longest one was an hour and a half.
Oh, that's
the longest one. I was home. I was back at my place, not home, but I was back at my place every night at 11 o'clock. Really, like working a job that's next door.
Yeah. Oh.
Well, sometimes I got in at 2 o'clock when I'd have to evade all the people chasing me, and then I would start down here in Ponce. It's the bottom of the island, and I'd drive the other way and then double back. So that put me back about 30 minutes getting back. So
avoid your nightly knifing.
See what now?
Said avoid your nightly knifing.
Nightly knifing. Sounds like a pay-per-view.
Hey, when I went down there, I just picked up the paper one day, the San Juan Star, and I'm reading, right? And I read, Puerto Rico sets record for murder rate. I'm reading, and the year before I was there, they had 1,003 murders. Puerto Rico's like 60 miles long and 30 miles wide, and they had 1,000 murders. And somebody said, oh, don't worry about it. It's all drug traffic. I said, well, hey, wait a minute. I don't know those bullets flying around.
Language.
They said, "Oh, he's not in drugs, so we'd dodge him. Go around me."
So quick little story here before we get into everything. Quick little story, because I've never been to Puerto Rico, but my buddy has, and he was on one of the resorts at one of the golf courses, and they had guys who were standing there, or not standing there, they were sitting on top of gun towers at the out of bounds sections, and he hooks one of his balls out into the woods, and he walks up to the tower. He's like, "Hey, can I go get that?" And he's like, "Not if you want to live."
Really? I've never heard that.
Well, damn.
Because I never played golf down there either. But
Well, I ain't. Hell, ain't worth it. I'm sorry.
you know,
I'll
they only
chase the ball, but that ain't worth it.
I can get a new ball.
I'll buy a new one. I'm good.
they got certain sections you cannot go in. Period.
Yeah.
And me just walking down the street to the drugstore, man, I would get not stopped, but people would. I bet I would get 10 or 15 comments going 3 blocks to a drugstore.
That was the best cardio shape you were ever in your life, wasn't it?
No, oh yes, I was running too. I was. They said, "Oh, Dutch is working out." No, I'm not. I'm running from them.
Language.
I'm running for my life.
Oh yeah.
Oh, good gracious.
Stop the big bull crap, and let's start talking some damn wrestling.
Awkward transition time. Let's talk about Elimination Chamber this past Saturday morning here in the United States. 4 a.m. start time for the pre-show.
That's boring. I'm gone. I'll see. No,
We're both gone.
Let's
just leave. Let's just leave.
That's it. It's over. It's done. So.
Oh man, we got Damian Priest with SP3's sell job of how he feels about things right there. Look, guys, we all could have gone into this Elimination Chamber pay-per-view and gone down the lineup and said, yeah, Becky's winning, Drew's winning, Judgment Day's winning, Rhea's winning. And when they added the Kabuki Warriors match at the last minute, even though Indy Hartwell was on the show, which good for them for putting her on there. Love the fact that she got that moment, and that's where I took the enjoyment in the show, was the little moments and the takeaways, like Tiffany Stratton helped put herself on the map in that Elimination Chamber match, right? Rhea Ripley getting the hometown heroes welcome. And hey, if we want to do this every year for Elimination Chamber, where we have a hometown international star in the main event, it was Sammy last year, it was Rhea this year, we want to keep doing that, that's great. Let's celebrate people. It's the WWE, now that Triple H is involved and Endeavor's involved, hometown heroes don't have to be treated like second-class citizens on their own damn show. We can celebrate these people properly. And I say that even though Sammy lost last year. Regardless, there were little moments that you could take away from this show, and I thought the Elimination Chamber matches were great. Was the show perfect, SP3? It was not. Let's be honest. And your biggest gripe was what exactly for this 4-hour program?
A 4-hour pay-per-view with less than 2 hours of wrestling is atrocious. And I don't understand why we have people who complain about the people complaining about that. That is a valid criticism for a 4-hour show to have less than 2 hours of wrestling. No, everybody should complain about that. There is a balance between having time, having space between matches, and running your ads and doing your video package. We have come to understand that about these WWE premium live events. But we used to deal with the ads and the video packages and get a 6 to 8 match card. Now we're in an era where we've done 2 premium live events in 2024 with 4 matches each, where half of the time for these shows are not wrestling. It's not anything to do with what I'm supposed to be watching. What the hell am I watching right now? Why am I up at 5 a.m.? This is all the thoughts that I have in my head. Like when they tag team title match that is very good ends, and we have 55 minutes before the next matchup with a 22-minute talk show in the middle of it that accomplished what the are we doing?
Uh-oh. Sid said 2 bad words. Write that down.
They can edit. Y'all can edit it, Sportskeeda. Blank it out. Beep it. I don't care. This, like, WWE, y'all are testing me. Y'all are testing me.
I think if the talk show segment had literally, because look, Cody Rhodes challenged The Rock one-on-one. And then Seth Rollins comes in and he says, hey, you don't have to make this fight alone. And then I'm like, okay, and y'all are going to challenge him to a tag team match, right? And then they didn't do that. No, instead they had Austin Theory go out there and do the Rock impersonation, and he got his ass whooped, and that's all well and good. Grayson Waller just watched it happen. He's like, look, I don't want none of that smoke. Whatever, fine, as Dutch disappears for a second here. Hopefully he comes back. Okay, there we go.
That's my last rant on the chamber, I swear.
But anyway.
Hey, that was a great rant.
Thank you.
Hey, Rick, rate the rant he just went on.
Rate the rant on the Sid scale?
Just now. Yes.
That's about as high quality as it gets from SP3. I think that was about a 9.5.
No, it was good. It was really good.
I would give it 6.5 stars. That's what I would give it.
In the Tokyo Dome.
But all right, so before you jumped out there, we got
what did Meltzer give it?
He probably gave it. He was like, it was an exceptional match, 4.25. he gives all matches 4.25.
But Cody comes out there, he challenges The Rock one-on-one. Seth says he doesn't have to fight that alone. And then you're sitting there like, okay, now challenge him to a tag team match. And then they don't. And you get Austin Theory, who interrupts him. He plays The Rock's hits. He takes an ass whooping like a professional, because you can always count on Austin Theory to do that. And that is a compliment. Believe me, Austin Theory plays his role very well in those situations. Grayson Waller sat back and just like, look, I don't want none of that smoke. But it didn't go anywhere. It didn't accomplish anything. It took up entirely too much time. And also, just when it looked like Cody was finally about to explain why he stepped back from the WrestleMania main event, only to take it back, he gets cut off with what was it, Austin? Grayson saying, nobody gives a crap about that.
Basically, the Grayson Waller effect was a basketball team that gets a 24-second violation back-to-back. Or a football team that goes up to the line of scrimmage, gets a flag, then they go to the line of scrimmage again, get another flag. Because it was like every time they were about to accomplish something, they just said, nah, you know what, never mind. Cody says, I'm going to explain why I stepped aside for The Rock. And Grayson Waller was like, nah, nobody want to hear that. Why are you not doing this? Oh, okay, forget it. I won't explain that. Let me challenge The Rock. And then Seth was like, no, I've got to have your back. It's never going to be one-on-one.
Second rant.
What?
It just didn't make any sense. It feel like, and I'd say it got cut for time, but it went 22 minutes. It went 22 minutes. And by the way, what kind of expectations are they setting up for Cody Rhodes' WrestleMania entrance when this man gets more pyro for a talk show segment in Australia than the Chiefs had for winning the Super Bowl? Like, what?
Bigger budget.
My goodness, you would have thought that this was like Ali getting ready to fight Joe Frazier, the amount of fireworks that they set off in this place. It was ridiculous. He got more than Drew or Becky got for winning the freaking Elimination Chamber matches. Than Rhea got at the end of the show. This man's pyro budget is insane, but I digress.
How was that rant, Sid?
That wasn't even a rant. It was just an observation.
Nowhere close to you.
Like, my goodness,
that was about an 8.
If Cody wins the main event of WrestleMania and finally dethrones Roman Reigns, they better set off 10 times the amount of pyro. This better look like the opening ceremony of the Olympics in China. Okay, that's what this better look like.
They better set the whole stadium on fire and have guys walking around.
It's Philadelphia.
Yeah.
They probably get away with that.
Probably happened anyway.
Dutch, the big question I wanted to ask you is, because outside of the lack of activity in a 4-hour show, the biggest complaint that I have seen from people on Twitter is the show was too predictable.
Yes.
We all knew Becky and Drew were going to win the Elimination Chamber matches. How, as a booker, as somebody who's been on the creative team, where is the balance in the fact that you have this major show that you are promoting as a huge international event? You want it to be a spectacle, but yet the way that you have booked your shows and you have set things up, the clear winners for these 2 Elimination Chamber matches were Becky and Drew, and you need to go with the booking that makes sense. Like, you can't, I don't know what people were expecting or what they were wanting is swerves for the sake of swerve purposes, because for what they were building with Becky and Rhea, it wouldn't have made sense for anybody else to win. Maybe you could have pulled off a surprise with Drew, but the way his character has been going, it was clear cut that he should be the guy that faces Seth Rollins with CM Punk out of the picture right now. So it's like, how do you go about making this show mean something when the results are so clearly going to be obvious? And the matches were good too. The matches were good. So it's like, you can't please everybody kind of a thing.
If I was on the creative team, I would go to catering and just sit down and let them figure it out. And then I'd come in and say, hey guys, what you got? And then they would tell me, and I wouldn't say anything, but I would say, that effing sucks. But I wouldn't tell them that. And then I'd walk out of the room, and somebody would ask me in the hallway, what have they got? I said, it's a bunch of
language.
Don't even go in there. You're getting the praise. You want to shoot yourself. Then they say, is that bad? I said, I didn't say it was bad. I said, you make your own determination. That's what I'd say. But anyway, I like the Elimination Chamber. I've never liked that match anyway, for some reason. It was okay, but it gets so friggin' boring after a while. You know, it's a maintenance show to begin with, especially WrestleMania is right down the road.
Yeah. So
we can't do too much here. We just got to maintain momentum till we get there, and they got time. But I think they needed different purpose in that main event. I always like to deal as well and it sounds stupid, but let guys draw. You got 6 guys, and you got 6 names in the hat, and one guy draws a name, the other guy draws a name. That's the match, but you don't know till that night. So they can do interviews about all 3 guys. And then you take it down to I don't know how you determine the winner, because you got 3 in there, but it's just some, I mean, I could bring that up at a creative meeting. They'd look at me and you've lost your friggin' mind. Of course, then I'd pull out my baseball bat and I'd wear their asses out. I'd teach them to run their mouth to me. So, but anyway, it needs work. I hate the Elimination Chamber, and the thing with the Roman, you know, it's built for WrestleMania. So it's got to, something that has to happen there. Cody has to be the champion there. But then, isn't that predictable? Isn't that what we're talking about here? It was so damn predictable.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if Cody's winning at Mania. I don't know if Cody's winning at Mania.
I would just
stop it.
I'll just bring this up into play. Yes, the results were very predictable, but WWE added to their problem by making the build telegraphed. They did not need to keep hitting us over the head, telling us that Becky Lynch and Rhea Ripley were going to have a match, when in the same Elimination Chamber match, you have Bianca Belair that you teased the WrestleMania match with Rhea Ripley just last year on the Raw after WrestleMania. This is a match people have been asking for years. They did not talk up that at all in the lead up to the show.
No.
Liv Morgan's Revenge Tour, other than a couple of video packages, they did not talk up that at all. Tiffany Stratton and her success on NXT, and can she come onto the main roster and win her first big matchup? Did not really talk about that at all. Australia made that a story more than WWE even did. Naomi just coming back. She had all the success outside of WWE. Can she get the same success in WWE? Didn't make that a part of the story. She got eliminated first in very anticlimactic territory. Raquel Rodriguez just came back. She has an issue with Nia Jax and Rhea Ripley. Other than her mentioning that in that revolving door promo, they ain't mentioned that either. All these guys in the men's elimination chamber. Randy Orton versus Seth Rollins at WrestleMania 31. Logan Paul versus Seth Rollins at WrestleMania 39. There was 3 people in the match that have faced Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. Never mentioned it. They made a predictable card, also a telegraphed card. Yeah. That's why people are complaining.
Yeah, so it's all about it. Once again, it comes down to execution.
That beat the first one, Sid.
Yeah, that was 6.75. Look, if you actually, that may have been what I'll give it 7 stars, because I think that's what I gave the last one. So anywho, but I agree with you, because they had Bianca Belair in Vegas, and she didn't do anything. She didn't do anything. She came out on stage. She was there to say, hey, WrestleMania is going to be great. And then she left. All you had to do was have Becky and Rhea do the face-to-face, and then Bianca come out and do the whole, wait a minute here. This ain't no clear-cut thing. Like, I'm coming to WrestleMania because my undefeated streak is going to continue. And the other thing that I hated about this show, hate's maybe a strong one. But
he started out liking it. Now he's hating it.
I did like the show, but there were things that bothered me. In the men's match, I thought clearly it was produced better, because you came out of that going, okay, LA Knight and AJ Styles, that's the direction for WrestleMania. Okay, now we know where Randy Orton's going, because Logan Paul got knocked his ass out when it looked like he was about to win. Great. So it's probably going to be KO, Randy Orton, and Logan Paul for the United States Championship. Great. I know all the directions there. What the hell's going on with Naomi? What the hell's going on with Tiffany Stratton? What the heck is going on with Bianca Belair? I know Bianca Belair is going to have a match on this card because she's on all the promotional material. They aren't even putting Bayley, who won the freaking Royal Rumble, on any of the promotional material. It's all Bianca. She's everywhere. I guarantee you, if you walk the streets of Philadelphia that week, you'd think Bianca Belair was wrestling in the main event. But she don't even have a match booked right now. Is the direction her and Jade? Are we going to find out on Friday? Maybe, possibly. I don't know. Are her and the partner going to go after the tag team titles because the Kabuki Warriors need an opponent? Maybe. If the direction was Bianca versus Tiffany, why is Tiffany getting eliminated by Liv Morgan? Why aren't you giving Tiffany the roll-up fluke win over Bianca Belair? That should have been what they should have done in the match. Like, nothing got set up other than Becky's going to WrestleMania, which we already knew ahead of time. That would have helped, but I agree with you. It was the execution and the build-up. Bianca needed to be more heavily involved in that. Liv Morgan needed to be more heavily involved in that. And I don't think people would be complaining as much.
Wait a minute, Sid, you said Liv Morgan, the revenge tour?
Yeah, she got injured by Rhea Ripley and just came back at the Royal Rumble.
Oh,
that's all she's talking about now. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were saying revenge tour, like who she got to blame for getting stopped, and she's gonna get revenge on herself for being stupid. I guess. I don't know.
She's gonna get revenge on Paul Lafayette. Cause I'm sorry, yo, like we more people need to acknowledge the fact that the quality of these PLEs has gone down ever since SummerSlam. It just has. He changed the formula after SummerSlam because he put a whole bunch of matches on the SummerSlam card. And then after SummerSlam, it became 6 matches a show, then 5 matches a show. And now we've gone back to back with 4 matches a show where half of the show is not wrestling. I'm sorry. This is not the solution.
How many matches do you think we get at Mania?
Huh?
How many matches do you think we get at Mania? Do we get 16 this year?
8 per night. I mean, if we're getting all the matches they set up in the men's chamber, then yeah, we're looking at like 8 per night, and those are like 4-hour shows each night. I'm sorry, I'm not going to Philly. I'm good. I'm good. Yeah. Turn me off. I'm going to a WWE show. I'm good.
Really, those long shows like that to me, I don't like them. But I think the fans sit there. Never let the fans sit on their thumbs. That's what you don't want them doing. I mean, that's a good way. Boredom, hell, they can stay home and be bored.
They can go to the fridge and get a snack for cheap.
No shit. Let's go get something to eat. Well, how much it cost you? Well, I maxed my credit card out. You get a $32 hot dog or whatever. And that would piss me off too. So 4 matches. You only got 4 matches, right?
At Elimination Chamber. Right now for Mania, there's only 4 announced matches.
That's one an hour. You know what I mean?
I think there's a chance we get up to 16. I think they'll bring back the tag team showcases again this year, which I hope they set up a much better way than they did last year and actually make them mean something. 2 tag team title matches. Gunther's going to have a match. The United States title is going to be on the line. I wouldn't be surprised, though, SP3, if they somehow mix LA Knight and AJ Styles into that whole big cluster that they got going on with Randy.
I say if you want to save space, you just put Logan in a 6-man ladder match. You do Logan, Orton, Owens, Styles, LA Knight, and then throw Braun Breaker in there.
Sure, makes perfect sense to me. Of course, the other question the other question is, and this is the last one I'll have here, who is left for Gunther? Because Braun Breaker made the most sense, and then you had him sign with SmackDown, so that's obviously not the direction that they're going to go in. Is it Chad Gable? Is Chad Gable the guy, or is it Andrade? Because those are the 2 guys that make the most sense to me.
No, there's one other guy that makes more sense than both of them.
Who's that?
Sami Zayn. They are building him up at the underdog Rocky story. Rocky versus Ivan Drago at WrestleMania.
Now they can get their deal if they want to go back to Montreal or wherever and slip him over and the place explodes. Yeah, you got that. But I don't see anybody else that's got that steam behind them that could even,
Yeah,
Sam,
like
you can beat
Gable. It would feel like a rush job. Gable would feel like a rush job that they're just rushing because they did not care a couple of weeks ago. And Andrade,
I don't know if he's gonna have a match before.
Yeah, like that's why I had that face. Like I don't know if he's gonna have a match before Mania. So
because I'm just trying to think of fresh opponents. Because after 600 days, there aren't any. Like, has Sammy had a shot at Gunther? I feel like he did.
He faced them in a non-title match. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
And lost, obviously. But
yeah,
that's not. That's not a knock.
It was an episode of Raw anyway. So.
Yeah. All right. I think we're done here, folks.
Yeah, we've solved the problems. So they just want to go watch this show and find out what to do.
We'll be back on Friday, 10:10 Eastern Standard Time after SmackDown. The Rock's going to be on, I think, the next 3 SmackDowns. So, hey, we should have stuff to talk about. Take care, everybody.